Installation of the CGS anti-tip interlocking drawer slides. First thing you're going to want to do is to measure for the connecting rod. You're going to measure the center to center line of each of your cabinet members. Then you take the calculation and you look at here, it's center to center minus 60 millimeters gives you the overall length for your connecting rod. Right now I measure center to center and it's 236 millimeter. 236 millimeter minus the 60 millimeter is 176 millimeter. Now I'll take the connecting rod, which they come to you 300 millimeters long, and I'm going to cut it down to match. That's the distance you're going to need for each connecting rod. Right here I'll only need 3 connecting rods to do the 4 drawer slides. Now, cutting the connecting rods. The connecting rods are made of aluminum and they're tubular. So I'll line it up on my tape measure. I'll mark a pencil line at 176 millimeter, and then using my tubular cutter, I slide it in, align my cutting wheel with the line I just marked, tighten it up, and then cut all the connecting rods with the tubular cutter. It's not recommended to use a chop saw. It's not recommended to use a hacksaw because you can get burrs, but cut it that way and you'll get all yours with clean edges to snap into the connecting rods. Now that we've calculated and cut our connecting rods to the proper length, they now need to insert the tabs for the connecting rods into the drawer slides. There are slots on the top and bottom of the drawer slides for these tabs to go into. When you do get these, you're going to see there's arrows. The arrows need to point towards the front of the cabinet, and these do interlock, so that way when they go into the drawer slide itself, they interlock and allow for the connecting rods to connect in here. Let me install these now. I'll take one and install it in the top. You'll see there's an interlocking tab that's on each of them. Right there, that locks into position. When you do put it in, it locks it into position and they match up. And then it allows then for this to float up and down, which the connecting rod, when it pushes, that will then lock the slide out for the interlock. Next step in the process is to install the cabinet members. So what I need to do is I need to remove all the drawer members and align them up with their locations. Now you can see I've got all the cabinet members mounted. They're all in location. I've got all the tabs that float in there. So now you can see that you push these back and the tabs float. Also, you're going to notice right here, there is a dimension that they tell you that you want to make sure that you at least have 40 millimeters from the center line to the bottom of the tab. So from the center line here to the bottom of the tab, I need 40 millimeters. And that's mainly so that this tab does not hit the bottom or the top of the cabinet. Now that the cabinet members are all mounted, we need to match up and put the drawer members. Now remember, the interlock has a drawer member that has this that hooks into the back of the anti-tip interlocking mechanism. So you got to make sure you put these on the same side as the interlocking slides. The left-hand side of the cabinet that I'm using right now is just going to be the standard ball bearing that matches up with this ball bearing. And when you buy these, you do buy these in sets. So now I'll install. Okay, now I'm just going to wrap it up by mounting the standard ball bearing on the opposite side. Like I said, I'm using the right side here for the interlock anti-tip. Left side is just your standard ball bearing, matching length that I have on this side. I'll install these and then I'll put the drawers in and show it in operation. Now the last step is to insert the connecting rods. One of the things you want to make sure you have all these in the same position. So push it down, push it down, push it down. Start from the bottom up, I like. Okay, and you can see they still move. Now I'll set the cabinet up and I'll put the drawers in. Okay, now to install the drawers, what you're going to want to do is you're going to get the mechanism and you're going to move whatever drawer you're installing, move it forward. When you then put the drawer in, the drawer member is going to engage and push this back into position so that you can then do the next drawer by moving it forward, and then when the drawer engages again, it does push it back. Now all the drawers are in, ready to do a test. I'll pull this one, locked, 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 shut it, open, locked, locked, locked. Try two at once, only one opens, locked. So there's the operation of the CGS anti-tip interlock drawer. The CGS interlocking anti-tip drawer is easy to remove. All I need to do is pull the drawer out. There's a lever on either side to remove the drawer and take it out. Now because it's the interlocking anti-tip, that means that this drawer is locked. So to get that one out, what I need to do is I need to go to the back of the cabinet, and I'll show you here. Bring it to the back. And the mechanism that's back here, I need to push this thing back, lift this tab up, and this pushes back. And you can see this is the anti-tip rod that goes up and down to lock the drawers. So when it pulls forward, you see it moves up. That now locks the bottom, all the bottom drawers. This one here, push it backwards. And now I can open this drawer to remove the second and the third and the fourth drawer. And if you have a 5-drawer cabinet, it will open the 5th drawer also.